Let us learn how to factor a trinomial like this, in which the leading coefficient is different than 1. Now this here is a leading coefficient because it is part of the leading term. And this is a leading term not because it's the first one we write down, but it is because it has the highest exponent. So here the highest exponent is 2, and then that makes this term the leading term. And then that makes this 3 the leading coefficient. To solve this kind of, to factor this kind of expression, we'll have to use so-called AC method. The name of this method, as well as the use of a in a different than 1, comes from the standard form of quadratic expression that goes like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. So AC method, which means our method has something to do with this coefficient and then this constant at the end. Okay, so what do we do with those two coefficients, with those two numbers, 3 and -4 in this case? Well, we actually multiply them. So we multiply, so 3 times -4, which is -12, and then we find factors of -12. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, all of them will make 12, and then if we want to make -12, one of them will have to be negative, either 1 or 12, or 2 or 6, or 3 or 4. So one of the factors would have to be negative to make a negative number, in this case -12. Now that we did this, we need to figure out which combination of numbers will give us -11, the middle coefficient, when added together. Well, since we know that one of these numbers will have to be negative, let's say we make this one negative. So 12 times -1 will make a -12, so we are good. But 12 minus 1 will make +11, not negative, which means the minus should go here. So now if we have -12 times 1, that's still -12, but -12 plus 1 is -11. So this is our combination. This is what we are going to use. So what we need to do now is get two sets of parentheses, and then one is going to have -12 in it, other one is going to have +1 in it. And then at the beginning of each, we actually just copy 3x, not 3x squared, just 3x. Now you can right away say that this will not really give us back 3x squared, because 3 times 3 is 9, and we have a 3 here. Well, to take care of that, all we need to do is divide the whole thing by 3. Now, how is this going to go from here? Well, see, 3x plus 1, these two terms have nothing in common. But 3x minus 12, they have 3 in common. So we can actually factor the 3 out, and that's going to divide this 3 out. So we factor the 3 out. This is now x minus 4. And then we still have 3x plus 1. That didn't change. And then we still have divided by 3. Now this 3 is going to divide this 3 out. And this fraction always needs to disappear. Once you're done factoring, this fraction needs to be gone. It can be, this denominator can be cancelled by factoring a number from one of these parentheses or from both of them, as long as they multiply together and make this number. So now these 3's cancelled out, divided out, what we have is x minus 4 times 3x plus 1. And that will be our answer. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please make sure you watch the rest of the videos about factoring. Click like, click subscribe, and don't forget to smile.